or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today I'm back with redonkulously good news. I have got some exclusive cards to reveal from Surging Spark. Shout out to the Pokemon Company International for letting me do these reveals. And they know me, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a pretty good relationship going on with the Pokemon Company International, and I know that now. I mean, I knew that before, but I know that especially now, because you know what card they've gone and given me to reveal? Donphan. That's right. No mucking about. There's a new Donphan. There's a couple of other cards as well, and they're like, you know what? Wassy likes Donphan. Let's give him Donphan. I think they made a very good decision, but I would say that. But seriously, look at the logo on my channel. But there's no mucking about here. I love me some Donphan. So, with that borne in mind, let's start off with Phanpy. You see, the Phanpy here is adorable, but check out the illustration rare Phanpy. I'd never seen this card before this dropped in my inbox. You can imagine my joy when finding out not only is there a new Donphan, not only is there a new Phanpy, but there is an artwork rare Phanpy, and I get to reveal it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the joy! The joy! So, yeah, seriously. Like, this has now become my chase card from the set. There's actually a few. Remember, we've got the Okacheke Latias, which is absolutely amazing. So, there are some others out there, I grant you. But, oh my word, I am in love with these Phanpy. So, yeah. Look out for me picking up a billion of these. Even the regular Phanpy, you know, the artwork here is absolutely amazing. Ryoma Uritsuka just knocked it out the park with Phanpy. But this alternate art by Sabateri, I mean, look, the regular Phanpy, I look at this and I'm just like, that is an amazing Phanpy. And then I see the artwork rare and I'm just like, they somehow found an even better Phanpy. How is that even possible? I don't know. But I, for one, am delighted about it. Now, the Phanpy's just single energy 20. If you're playing Pokemon TCG Pocket, that's a useful attack. In the standard format, I'm afraid it is not. So maybe we have a look at the Donphan and we see if that's any good instead. And the answer is, oh, there's potential here. There is some potential. So what we've got here is 150 HP on a single prize stage 1, which not for nothing is a decent amount of HP. There's a decent amount of bulk there. And then we've got ourselves an attack for a single fighting energy, knock flat, 40 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So anything your opponent might be doing to try and block you here, anything your opponent might be doing to try and reduce damage or get immunity or anything along those lines, you can just come out and be like, nah, mate, sorry, I'm just running right through here. And it is worth noting that players playing Bibarel at the moment, and there are a bunch of them, the optimal Bidoof right now is a 60 HP one with the ability that protects it when it's on the bench. Well, you know what? 40 damage times 2 for weakness. Hello! I'm not going to pretend you're going to be getting a million different KOs with this attack. You're not. But I absolutely am going to pretend you'll get Bidoof. Bidoof's going down. So that's quite nice. That's a handy little bonus. Mostly here, this is a single energy attack. It's a decent weakness against evolving or support Pokemon. Think Bidoof. And if your opponent is trying to block you for whatever reason, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it does some damage and will get through any blocking your opponent is trying to do. Perfect? No, not pretending for a second that it is, but a useful first attack, one that will come up here or there, one that could be fun. But what about the second attack? I love the second attack here. Free energy, 120, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 100 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. Yes. Because now you see you've got an effective HP of 250, and that is a very, very, very relevant number. Take our friend Terrapagos, who I'm frankly still not convinced by, but an awful lot of people are playing it right now and saying good things about it. Well, that's got 230 HP. 120, doubled, 240. Oh, look at that. And how much damage does that do? Well, 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. Well, they're going to be playing Area 0 Underdepth, so they get 8 bench Pokemon. 8 times 3 is 240. Oh, you'll have 250. Well, it'll get reduced down to 140 and they'll have 10 HP remaining. Yeah. Donphan's going to one-hit Terrapagos. Terrapagos is not going to one-hit Donphan. You have no idea how happy it makes me that both of those statements are true. And seriously, like at this point, going from 150 to essentially 250 honestly makes a huge difference. Charizard hits 180, plus 30 more for each prize card you've taken. Well, that actually adds up quite slowly. Like, they need to get up above 250 here. So you take 2 prizes, they do 240, and just like Terrapagos, they are unfortunately 10 damage short. Oh no! Would you look at that? And that's the kind of thing you're looking at with Donphan here. As the game goes on, not sure. But in the early game, there's a lot of Pokemon like Terrapagos, like Charizard. Take Dragapult, for instance. Dragapult hits 200. Well, all of a sudden, you're out of range of Dragapult. You see what I'm doing here? I'm naming a bunch of really relevant Pokemon in the meta right now that are seeing a huge amount of play, and I'm telling you that they're not doing enough damage. Yes, fine, stuff like Raging Bolt that can manipulate its own damage output will be able to get up over there, but at least you're making them discard 4 energy to get a one-hit KO on a single prize Pokemon, so you're at least making it a bit difficult for them. Now, I will say here, the energy is a little bit awkward. Yes, you've got double turbo energy, and actually that will be quite nice because you attach double turbo and then you discard the double turbo and then you attach double turbo and then you discard the double turbo. So at least you've got that, which will work out quite nicely. That's a nice handy bonus. Otherwise, we need to try and accelerate fighting energy, and we've got some ways. Like Gutsy Pickaxe is a good card. Lets you look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a fighting energy, attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. But of course, now that we've got Academy at Night, that lets you put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So you use Academy at Night, you stack your deck with a fighting energy on top, and then when you play Gutsy Pickaxe, you know for a fact that you are going to hit one, and then that is going to guarantee that energy acceleration. And honestly here, attach turn 1, and then turn 2, Gutsy Pickaxe attach for turn, and that will give you the free energy you need. You do have Sandy Shocks as an example here. That will work. Now, it's a little bit awkward because you have to wait until your opponent's got 4 or fewer prize cards remaining. They have to take a couple of prizes. But essentially, Sandy Shocks will turn every energy switch into energy acceleration, because every turn you attach to Sandy Shocks, draw an energy switch, and then switch it over, and you're good to go. I would love this so much more as a 2 fighting energy attack than a fighting double colorless. But there's an argument that would be potentially a little bit too good. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this Donphan can tank hits from some of the best Pokemon in the format, and that is incredibly relevant. Plus, has anyone remembered the stadium here? Because I have. It's Lake Acuity. Still legal in the format right now. And it says all Pokemon that have any water or fighting energy attached take 20 less damage from attacks. So now you're not taking 100 less, you're taking 120 less. Which honestly seems like a pretty good deal. And you know at this stage, you know there are other ways that we can reduce damage or boost our HP, etc. Especially if you are willing to use your A-Spec to do so. Hero's Cape gives you an extra 100 HP, so you're taking 120 less from attacks while having an extra 100 HP. That seems like a pretty good deal. You can actually do the same thing with Luxurious Cape, but it will give up an extra prize, so be a little bit careful with that one. That one could end up coming back to bite you. You have been warned. But you can turn Donphan into a proper job tank here and make your opponent have to work super hard to start taking single prizes. And actually, you don't even need to use the tool if you don't want to. You might decide you're beefy enough here, and maybe you use Lucky Helmet, so that when you get damaged, you get to draw 2 cards. You're not being one-hit KO'd by a lot of stuff here, so that's going to give you an extra 4 cards per Donphan. Or you can even maybe play around with Heavy Baton here. Now, I know Heavy Baton seems counterintuitive, because it lets you move free energy from a 4 retreat cost Pokemon when it gets KO'd. And here, you attack with free energy, discard 2 of them, and then you've only got 1 energy on Donphan, which I know sounds counterintuitive, but honestly, you only actually really need the 1 energy here. And then you can attach for turn, use something like a Sandy Shocks, and then you've got free energy ready to go on the next one. Plus, if you ever have more than 1 energy on there when it gets KO'd, you will then be able to take the extra. Or you could go for EXP share here, which of course is very much still in the format. But I like forcing my opponent to get rid of the tool on the Pokemon they're KOing anyway, while also having the option of potentially having more than 1 energy on it when it gets KO'd. EXP share, the problem a lot of the time is your opponent can remove the tool on the bench Pokemon, the EXP share, while knocking out the active, and that's just super annoying. I like making them get rid of the tool as they're KOing the active as well, and like I say, with Heavy Baton, you will sometimes get more than 1. And I suppose it is worth noting we do actually still have 2 other Donphan in the format with which we can combine this. We've got the one from Palais and Fates, which 2 energy, 30 damage, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. It can be fun for a bit of emergency milling, but I don't like it as much as this one. And then we got the one from Silver Tempest, that's single energy 110 as long as you did not evolve this turn. The turn you evolve it, you can't use it. But the idea of just playing one of these, like a 1-3 split, playing one of these and leaving it on the bench so that when you can't get free energy onto this Donphan to do a bit of the old tanking, whacking 1 on here and doing 110, that's not terrible. I love this card. I adore the Phanpy, both of them, the artwork, they're amazing. And shout out to Pokemon for letting me reveal these cards. I'm a very happy boy. But I've told you everything you need to know, so now it's over to you guys. How much do you love the Phanpy artwork rare? Do you think Donphan can work, or do you think I'm trying a bit too hard because I love Donphan? Let me know in the comment section, would ya? Good us! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, where we talk Pokemon and a bunch of other card games. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.